Welcome in everybody to the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live here on the TikTok platform and located over on the YouTube webpage. If you ever so want to go check us out, we're live here at the Bristol Motor Speedway for the I-85 Asphalt Series Season 2, Race 2, Wheeling Modified Division. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live here at this half-mile racetrack located here in Bristol, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be an epic show here tonight for the Wheeling Modified Division. 100-lap schedule here tonight around the last great Coliseum, and tons of race fans gather here each and every single year for some of the highest, greatest packed, action-packed, whatever you want to call it, racing in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the world's fastest half mile, and we got our race car drivers down there on the racetrack trying to dial in their modifieds. We're getting ready to go racing here at the Bristol Motor Speedway for the Concrete Clash 100, live right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We're moments away from the beginning of qualifying session where we'll set the field with two of the fastest laps out of the best one. Well, the best lap out of your two will determine where you sit at on tonight's starting grid. Getting ready to go racing here in Bristol, Tennessee. Stick around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the I-85 Asphalt Series Season 2, Race number 2 for the Wheeling Modified Division. The Concrete Clash 100. Getting ready to tackle on 100 laps around this beautiful concrete racetrack. The Bristol Motor Speedway just recently held and hosted the Atlanta Braves for a baseball game for the major leagues. Ladies and gentlemen, tons of guys are out here on the on the racetrack here tonight. And we are getting ready to head on over to the qualifying session, ready for Freddie the Flagman to throw that white flag any moment now. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get you down on the racetrack here tonight for tonight's keys of the race as we get ready to kick off the Wheeling Modified Division. Ladies and gentlemen, 0 sets of tires around this beautiful concrete racetrack, 0 fast repairs, and 100 laps, which you're going to have to hold on to here tonight. Manage those Hoosiers and try to keep a little bit of rubber on those tires so you're not in disaster come the end of tonight's event. Avoid the trouble. This concrete oval, whatever you want to call it, will suck up these cars in a heartbeat. One crash turns into 3, 4 people piling in, and then everything you know, we're down to 3, 4, 5, 6 race cars on the track. Rallying some points here. A great night to score some points with. It looks like going to be 11, 12 guys in the field here tonight. And use that Nerf bar. That's the big old Nerf bar, big looking grill and there you see on the side of these race cars. Looks like the white flag is in the air for the practice session, meaning we are getting ready to head on over to the qualifying portion part of tonight, getting ready to start and set our grid for tonight's main event. 100 laps here for the Concrete Clash 100, live here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Who's going to be lucky contestant number 1 out on the racetrack? Looks like it's going to be the number 40 Bass Pro Shop Tracker Wheeling Modified, of Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson making his second start here on the Wheeling Modified Division on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, heading down into turns 3 and 4, gaining up some speed. Looks like he's going to bail on it right here. Must not have liked what he's seen. We'll switch on over to the next person. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the number 23 Wheeling Modified. That's the Road 23, the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant, your mom's favorite driver. Up and going here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, diving down into turns 1 and 2. John Michael Bryant's on the clock here for the qualifying session. Headed down the back straightaway for the boogeyman. John Michael Bryant won the recruitment. Lock it up. He has to bail out of it. Hold on to it, John Michael Bryant. We'll go around. We'll switch on over to the next person. Here comes the number 10 of Corey Riptide Tesner across the front stretch here. He'll complete his warm-up lap, and he is on the clock here for the qualifying session here in his Mayu Modified, headed down the back straightaway. He'll blink in and blink out, but he'll come right back here as hopefully Corey Tester can hold on to it through 3 and 4. He'll come across the line. Where will he pose? P5 on the board for Corey Tester. Here comes the 02 Wabash Maynard Motors, Wheeling Modified, from Welford, South Carolina. That's the 23-year-old of Nicholas Maynard. Green flags in the area on the clock here for the Wheeling Modified Division for the I-85 Asphalt Series. Nicholas Maynard down the back straightaway here. heading down into turns 3 and 4. He'll take the top side of the racetrack here on his first lap, head down the bottom side. Trailing really good right now. P7 on the board. That lap for Nicholas Maynard. On to the next one like Jay-Z. Here comes the number 71 machine of Adam Fulford as he will come across the line. He's on the clock for the first time here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Nicholas Maynard rises up to the top of the board with a 13.98. But Adam Fulford is tracking hard here, coming across the line. P1 on the board for Adam Fulford. We'll switch over here to the number 1 WHELEN modified of Chase Johnson as he travels out his qualifying session. He'll round out P9 on the board. Here comes the Boardwicks modified, from New Bern as well as Dakota. He'll round out his final lap. So Dakota Pignataro will finish out the qualifying session as Adam Fulford looks like he'll be on the pole here tonight for the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll have your results up and going right here. Stick around. Don't want to miss a thing here as we get ready to go racing here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Adam Fulford's going to be on the pole. It's going to be his second one of the season. Back-to-back here to kick off the I-85 Asphalt Series WHELEN Modified Division. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys sticking out here tonight for the Concrete Clash 100 underneath the sun here as we continue to wrap up the qualifying portion part of tonight. Look at all the haulers parked, nice and neatly inside of the racetrack. It doesn't get any better than this, ladies and gentlemen. We are gladly appreciated of everybody that has joined in here and made this year what it has been. Having a season 2 was something that we didn't think we were going to be able to bring back and keep and maintain. Ladies and gentlemen, while we got your attention, though, we may ask you guys to go ahead and rise and stand as you're able to for tonight's Star Spangled Banner. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to go racing here at the Bristol Motor Speedway live here in Bristol, Tennessee for the Concrete Clash 100. It's getting ready to be an epic battle here tonight for the I-85 Asphalt Series WHELEN Modified Division. These guys will get a quick minute session here to go grab the things that they need before they kick out 100 laps here tonight for this epic duel here for race number 2. It's going to be a hell of a show here, and ladies and gentlemen, why I have your attention, and these guys are dialing in these modifieds. We'll go up here and bring up the point system from week number 1. We've only got one race underneath our belt, don't forget that. But it was a good one. Adam Fulford found his way to victory lane, as well as the pole. Not the victory lane, as well as the pole, as he swept the day pretty much all night long, leading the laps and absolutely dominating, taking home quite a bit of the advantage point. James Fountain, the season 1 champion, though, trailing right there in that second place spot in the point standing. Things are definitely going to shake up here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway as we get ready to go racing here for the Concrete Clash in just a moment. We are glad you chose us to stick around with on a Monday night. You could have went anywhere else. You chose to stick it right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and it won't go unnoticed with some action-packed racing here tonight as the white flag is in the air. We're getting ready to go racing here at Bristol. The driver introductions are right around the corner. Don't go nowhere. ready to go racing here live at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We are down here with the drone cam, getting ready to kick off tonight's driver introduction portion parts of tonight. As we always do, he'll be your front 6 rows. That's everybody in the field and how they will kick off tonight's concrete clash. Let's meet your drivers, ladies and gentlemen. On the pole, driver of the number 71 modified. That's the Season 2 Race 1 winner, Adam Fulford. Starting on the outside pole, driver the number 02 modified from Welford, South Carolina. That's the kid of Nicholas Maynard. Starting in the 3rd place spot here tonight, driving the Bass Pro Shop Tracker number 40 WHELEN modified. Bass Pro Shop Johnny Morris here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. That's Michael Johnson. And on the outside of him, starting in the 4th place spot here tonight from Union Beach, New Jersey. That's the real deal, the number 66, Neil Rutt. Starting in the 5th place spot here tonight, 6th place spot, driving the 00 WHELEN modified from Middletown, New Jersey. That's the I-85 Asphalt Series contestant, Mike Doyle. And only behind him, will be the number 24 Country Time Season 1 champion from Greenville, South Carolina, James Fountain. And on the inside of him will be the number 10 Mayhew modified from Greenville, South Carolina, of Corey Tetzner. Starting behind him, driving the number 1 modified here tonight from Greer, South Carolina. That's Showtime Chase Johnson. Trevor Wall pulling off on the racetrack right here. He will go down onto the pit road as he will start from the tail end of the field here tonight. Driving the number 23 Road modified from Greer, South Carolina, your mom's favorite driver. That's the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. And starting shotgun tail end of the field here tonight from Dallas, Pennsylvania. That's the number 12 of Paul French Jr. And starting on the pit road here tonight, driving the number 99 WHELEN modified from New Bern. That's Dakota Pignataro. And working behind Peter the base card is the pole sitter Adam Fulford as they work their way through turns 3 and 4. I expect the lights to go off of the pace car this time around as they head back to turn 1. Getting ready to go racing here at the Concrete Clash live at the Bristol Motor Speedway for the I-85 Asphalt Series WHELEN Modified Division. 12 cars going to pack out here tonight to take on the last great Coliseum. We're getting ready to go racing. Definitely going to be a key here tonight as the sun starts to set here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Half of the racetrack is set behind the grandstands or in the sun. 3 and 4 are baking over here underneath the sun, and the rest of it is going to be in shade. Looks like we're getting ready to go racing here. The lights are off on top of the pace car through turns 3 and 4. Getting ready to go racing here at the Concrete Clash for race number 2 of the WHELEN Modified Division on the I-85 Asphalt Series. Ladies and gentlemen, wanting to go racing this time around. If you haven't been out front, ladies and gentlemen, in the fan zone, got your gear for your favorite driver, you are missing out. We're getting ready to go racing here. Adam Fulford's on the grid here. He's on the pole with Nicholas Maynard on the outside. Michael Johnson will start in the 2nd row with Neil Rutt. In the 3rd row will go to Corey Tetzner, Mike Doyle, Trevor Wall, James Fountain in the 3rd row, followed by John Michael Bryant, Chase Johnson, Dakota Pignataro, and Paul French Jr. You know how your drivers are lined up. We're getting ready to go racing here now. Ladies and gentlemen, the Concrete Clash live here from the Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter the base car will give it a little bit more gas. He'll pull off on the pit road this time around. We're getting ready to go racing here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all in the hands. Green flag is in the air here at the Concrete Clash in Bristol. Green flag is in the air here for the Concrete Clash live at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Dakota Pignataro is working his way off of pit road after he will take the start from the pits. Ladies and gentlemen, we are working the green flag here. Nicholas Maynard settles out here in the 2nd place spot on that number 02 WHELEN modified. Right behind him will be the number 40 Tracker Bass Pro Shop Machine, of Michael Johnson. It's Neil Rutt the third, and Corey Tesner banking Nerf bars off turns 3 and 4, down into turns 3 and 4, excuse me now. Corey Tesner gets into Neil Rutt, big loose off the corner to the number 66, the real deal, holding on to it right there, bottoming out there. You see the sparks fly out the back end of the number 66, the Neil Rutt. We're off and racing here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, live here for the Wheelen Modified Division. Live on the Woody Scoot Racing channel, John Michael Bryant, big loose back here as he tries to hold on to his race car. Here comes the season 1 champion, 24 country time Wheelen Modified of James Fountain, battling hard on the outside of Corey Riptide Tesner. We're going racing here tonight at the Bristol, Tennessee, but we're not underneath the lights. We're baking underneath the sun on the front stretch, and it's going to be a handful for these drivers all night. It's the 00 right there. Mike Doyle works his way up into the 5th place spot. He's riding in the top 5 on the Woody Scoot Racing channel. So it's going to be Fulford gone with the race lead, followed by Michael Johnson, Neil, the real Neil Rutt, and Nicholas Maynard in the 02 Maynard Motors Modified. Down the back straightaway, diving back down into turns 3 and 4. Nicholas Maynard bleeding backwards here on the Woody Scoot Racing channel. What is going on with the 02? These guys are going to have to save a little bit of rubber on these Hoosier tires. It's the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. Starts to work the left rear quarter panel Nerf bar of James Fountain, excuse me. We're still rolling underneath the green flag here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Killer call right here for Dakota Pignataro coming off pit road and starting from the pits. He is in jeopardy of going a lap down here early on the Woody Scoot Racing channel. We're live here for the Concrete Clash 100, working their way off 3 and 4, headed back into turns 1 and 2. Ladies and gentlemen, your favorite driver is shifting gears and passing you know what down the back straightaway, heading into turn 3 is the race leader Adam Fulford, and the rest of these guys battle door to door. That's Corey Riptide Tesner, door banging, excuse me, Nerf bar to Nerf bar with Nicholas Maynard, and here comes James Fountain to join the party. Live here on the Woody Scoot Racing channel for the Wheelen Modified Division. James Fountain, John Michael Bryant, Nicholas Maynard battle it out here for the 3rd, 4th place spot, and we'll bring up tonight's first battle cam. The battle cam is on our way here live at the Bristol Motor Speedway. A battle for the 4th place spot between 5 contestants. That's Mike Doyle, Corey Tesner, Nicholas Maynard, James Fountain, and Chase Johnson, excuse me. Back here in this number 1 Wheelen Modified. We'll kick it down here. It looks like Corey Tesner has absolutely exited the party. No diddy. James Fountain, though, this country time Wheelen Modified will throw the block to the top side of the racetrack, trying to get a better angle here and work his way back around here. As this is the battle for the 5th place spot. It's going to be Fountain, Johnson, Maynard, Bryant down into turns 1 and 2. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Wheelen Modified Division race number 2. We are scheduled for a absolute cooked season. I mean, we got some great racetracks underneath our belt here for the Wheelen Modified Division. The number 1 of Chase Johnson had a little bit of trouble in practice here. James Fountain asking for a little bit of adjustment. Felt like they missed the setup a little bit. They're dragging the bottom half of the country time Wheelen Modified as they work their way back across the front stretch, diving back into turns 1 and 2. 16 laps are complete here for the I-85 Wheelen Modified Division. Excuse me, live here from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Adam Fulford, your race leader, followed by Neil Rutt III, who's slowly eating into this race lead. Live here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. This has been the I-85 Asphalt Series battle cam here for the last great Coliseum, the world's fastest half mile, the Bristol Motor Speedway. Guys are really starting to fan out all over the racetrack here, working their way through 3 and 4. Dakota Pignataro having a little bit of trouble. You see the race leader heading off the corner now. He's in jeopardy of going a lap down early here. These guys are going to want to hold on as long as they can, especially guys like Dakota Pignataro as they work their way down the back straightaway. Adam Fulford is on the charge here with a race lead out of 3 and 4. We are racing here in the Concrete Clash, ladies and gentlemen, the first time the Wheelen Modified Division has went to Bristol Motor Speedway for the regular season. We had a couple of recruitment races here. That recruitment race seen the number 23, the boogeyman John Michael Bryant, heading to victory lane that night as we recruited to try to get a little bit more guys for season 2. So John Michael Bryant knows how to get around the Bristol Motor Speedway. He told me earlier his only battle was going to be trying to hold on to this Wheelen Modified as the sun continues to bake down here in turns 3 and 4. You see these guys battling some handling conditions. Nicholas Maynard has faded backwards here on the Woody Scoot Racing channel from Welford, South Carolina. Started on the outside pole, 2nd place spot. Currently running in the 9th place spot. Does the Nicholas Maynard guy got something up his sleeve here, but it doesn't look like Corey Tesner, James Fountain, or trying to save any Hoosier tire. They are absolutely battling it out here for this 5th place spot. Michael Johnson, who got up and going here on the restart, is run down the back half of the number 66 modified of Neil Rutt as you ride out the front end of the real deal, Neil Rutt, as he tries to run down the race leader and Adam Fulford. Adam Fulford Race 1 Season 2 winner here. Adam Bolford come off in a win 2 weeks ago. Currently the points leader as they run here, looking good for the playoffs. If he could continue to hold on to the race lead right now and try to bring home a decent day, he's picking off some laps, but Neil Rutt is all over the back bumper of the race leader. Headed back across the front stretch, the Boardwick modified, and that second place spot is really starting to eat into the race lead. Here comes the number 40 Tracker Bass Pro Shop modified of Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson, new here on the I-85 Asphalt Series, his second race ever in the Wheeling Modified division. Really held on a great wheel 2 weeks ago to kick off the season. And that modified at the Kern County Raceway in California. So we're heading from the West Coast back here to the East Coast to go racing here for the I-85 Asphalt Series. We're glad you've tuned in here tonight to cheer along with us, ladies and gentlemen. Deaded down the back straightaway into turn 3's the race leader, Adam Bolford, catching lap traffic. That's the number 99 of Dakota Pignataro. Up the racetrack there is the number 10 of Corey Riptide Tester as the battle's on back here for the 6th place spot. It's going to be Fountain, Tester, and Johnson. That's Chase Johnson battling out as James Fountain in that pink and yellow modified. The Season 1 champion, James Fountain, brought it home by the skin of his teeth there, battling it out points-wise with two of these guys right here, Corey Tester and Chase Johnson. Both of these guys from Greer, South Carolina. Corey Tester works the outside of the number 1 modified of Chase Johnson, as both of these guys look like they're eating into the number 24 of James Fountain. You're heading down the back straightaway, battling door to door, riding with the left front suspension cam of Corey Riptide Tester. As his car's really starting to get tight up the racetrack, you see it battling back and forth there with the number 1 of Chase Johnson. These guys haven't given each other an inch here since the green flag has dropped on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Meanwhile, Nicholas Maynard, John Michael Bryant battle it out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Turning Point USA on the back of the Wheeling Modified of Nicholas Maynard. John Michael Bryant gets around the kid that time around. They'll work around the line this time. And they're in jeopardy of possibly losing a lap as well if we continue on this green flag run here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll take you down here on the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division. It's first I-85 Fast and Loud here tonight from the Bristol Motor Speedway. You're watching. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You have just watched the I-85 Asphalt Series Fast and Loud here from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Neil Rutt III from Union Beach, New Jersey, and Mike Doyle, these two New Jersey Boardwick modifieds, working their way up through the field, trying to run down the race leader, Adam Bolford. Meanwhile, Mike Doyle's got the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around from Middletown, New Jersey. And what a driver car there from Michael Doyle. He works his way down on the bottom side of turns 3 and 4. Mike Doyle trying to run down the number 40 of Michael Johnson. Sparks flying everywhere as every single one of these modifieds are bottoming out here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Things are absolutely starting to shake up here as we are 42 laps into tonight's race. Green flag ran, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to put a beating on these Hoosier tires. But as these guys sail down the back straightaway, heading into turns 1 and 2, see if we can't really ride on board with one of these drivers and gives you a good look around the racetrack on what it's like to head around the Bristol Motor Speedway. The last great Coliseum, you're riding on board with the number 10 of Corey Tester. As you see, as he transfers over here in the turns 2 down the back straightaway, following behind the number 99 lap track pick car of Dakota Pignataro back out into the sun. You see how Corey's hands start to get busy again as he gets back out into the sun. So the temperature ambience difference through turns 2 and 3, through turns 1 and 2 to 3 and 4 is magnificent. You can really see these guys battling these race cars. Meanwhile, Dakota Pignataro, big loose off the corner. You see him slightly outside wall, right into the transition of coming back onto the racetrack. Now he's underneath attack by the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. Corey Tesner heading off 3 and 4, trying to run down the number 1 of Chase Johnson here on the Booty Suit Racing channel. Live here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, and the caution flag is out. Looks like for the number 7, a travel wall. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Suit Racing channel. Take a look and see what the hell happened. We have a big pile up over here. Huge contact involving Paul French Jr. And he maybe looks like maybe what started this incident. We'll back that ass up here for the instant replay for the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division. We'll take a look and see what the absolute hell has just taken place here with Paul French Jr. heading down into turns 3 and 4, collects the paint down there, gets loose, goes around, tries to lock it up, sitting right in front of Travel Wall, nowhere to go, and he'll hit it. And it looks like maybe the race leader was collected. No! Adam Fulford gets a piece of the wreck here as well. Looks like everybody else was able to escape, but Paul French Jr., big contact there after Travel Wall slams into him after turning around off of turns 3 and 4. We'll back that ass up one more time. See if we can't ride around with the number 12 of Paul French Jr., and he takes a humongous shot here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We'll back it up. See, he has it locked up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Has no idea Travel Wall is coming. Travel Wall slams into the number 12 modifier. We'll back it up here one more time. That was a crazy ride with the number 12 of Paul French riding on board with Travel Wall. You'll be able to see what he's seen. Things happen fast here at the last great Coliseum. The world's fastest half mile. You see nothing but smoke, nothing that Travel Wall can do. He absolutely plows into the number 12 of Paul French Jr. and absolutely accidentally clipping the race leader of Adam Fulford. So maybe that'll help out Neil Rutt III in his Boardwick Modified. But right now, Paul French Jr. is absolutely torn up here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. The last great Coliseum grabs the Dallas, Pennsylvania driver. He's up in smoke, headed back to headed back to the garage here to fix up that Wheeling Modified. 100,000 fans strong here, roaring for Paul French Jr. to do something about it. We'll be back in just a moment on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like Dakota Pignataro and this number 99 will be the free pass. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Caution flag is out here for the Concrete Clash 100 live in Bristol, Tennessee at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Things were just starting to get good here. 50 laps underneath the green flag condition. So the caution flag flies there for the number 12 of Paul French Jr., who's down here on pit road attending to this Wheeling Modified. His crew is going to hop the wall. They're going to have everybody all hands on deck trying to get Paul French Jr. back out on the racetrack. And unfortunately, Travel Wall from Pilser, South Carolina, involved in the accident as well. As Travel Wall started from the night's pits, back out on the pits, his crew quickly out to work to attend to the number 7 of Travel Wall. They'll try to get every point possible here tonight with only 12 cars in the field. It is going to work wonders for some of these guys who are running full time here on the I-85 Asphalt Series. They head back across the starting cam. One to go racing this time around. We'll be back underneath the green flag in no time here for the Concrete Clash 100. We're ready to go racing here again behind Peter the pace car. Everybody's going to fall back into line to their respective positions, and we are getting ready to drop the green flag from Freddie the Flagman. Everybody minded their P's and Q's here. We didn't have the greatest opening season race last 2 weeks ago, at the Kern County Raceway. Got a decent green flag run or two that led to some action-packed racing for us to be able to post for you guys. Head on over to the YouTube page located in the top right portion of your screen. Green flag is back in the air, live from the WHELEN Modified Division, live on the WHELEN Racing channel. I-85 Asphalt Series. Ladies and gentlemen, Dakota Pignataro back out on the lead lap. He'll start from the tail end of the field, but Mike Doyle a little bit loose here, battling wheel to wheel with James Fountain. He'll take it up to the boards in that 00. WHELEN Modified, and the race is on here. Chase Johnson takes the bottom side of Mike Doyle. Mike Doyle, big loose here on the restart. Maybe the heat cycle getting into the modified tires of Mike Doyle. He will try to hold on to that race car in the battle across the front stretch here. 54 laps complete this time around. Chase Johnson gets around the number 10 of Corey Riptide Tesner and John Michael Bryant. So a little 2-for-1 there for Chase Johnson as he rolls behind the Season 1 champion of Michael Johnson. Adam Fulfer, the race leader behind Neil Rutt, follows big time through 3 and 4. Here's the last great Coliseum headed down the back straightaway in the I-85 WHELEN Modified Division. The country time WHELEN Modified has the fastest lap on the racetrack. These guys are putting on a show for you folks here, and I'm glad you have showed out here tonight, chilling with us on a Monday night for some modified racing here for Season 2, race number 2, live here in Bristol, Tennessee. Tons of rednecks have piled out the field, and let me tell you something. I was out in the fan zone earlier. Somebody wearing a Michael Johnson Bass Pro Shop jersey was showing her titties just for free. I mean, the absolute free. Michael Johnson got some of the best fans in the business as they work across the front stretch, back down into turns 1 and 2. Michael Johnson running quite well here tonight. P3 right now for the number 40. Bass Pro Shop tractor, WHELEN Modified, the Mayhew Modified. These guys running single file through turns 3 and 4, headed back across the front stretch, back down into turns 1 and 2. Not an inch being spared between these guys. And these WHELEN Modified divisions traveling at about 120 miles an hour back here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Dakota Pignataro, Nicholas Maynard going at it back here for the 9th place spot. Dakota Pignataro got the free pass underneath the caution flag, and he's back out on the racetrack and up and moving through the field. He's got a long way to go if he wants to grab this race lead from Adam Fulford. Neil Rutt, the third, is not going to give an inch, though, to Adam Fulford. The battle for the race lead is on here on the WHELEN Racing channel. Head on over to the YouTube page. You can follow us here tonight, and you can recap yourself 2 weeks ago at the Kern County Raceway where Adam Fulford was victorious. Go check out that race. It was one beautiful race. We got big contact back here. We'll send the number 10 of Corey Tesner down, and John Michael Bryant goes around. A caution flag will fly. The Boogeyman up in the top side of the racetrack into turns 1 and 2 at the last great Coliseum. And the caution flag is out here. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay to follow along with the Boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. We'll back that ass up here for the WHELEN Modified Division. Him, it looks like going to be Paul French Jr. making a little bit of contact here in the turns of 1 and 2. We'll back that ass up. Take a look. John Michael Bryant just runs out of room there, and Chase Johnson comes back up in front of the Nerf bar. Paul French Jr. sits around the Boogeyman underneath their camera here into turns 1 and 2. John Michael Bryant's going to have some work here to do if he wants to battle back from this one. Not happy here. John Michael Bryant says it's cooked, folks. The wheel is absolutely turned to the left 90 degrees to go straight. You see John Michael Bryant's hand have to be straight up. John Michael Bryant not going to be happy with the way that he was just raced there by Paul French Jr. We'll be back in just a moment here. Neil Rutt III was just starting to knock on that back door of the number 71 of Adam Fulford. We'll be back in just a moment. Adam Fulford, though, suffered some damage from the previous caution, but it looks like he was able to hold on to the race lead. We'll be back here in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You're looking live here at the Bristol Motor Speedway's Colossal TV. Get the live point standings up there. The number 71 of Adam Fulford currently leads the field here. 36 laps remain here tonight for the Concrete Clash 100. These guys have absolutely shown out here tonight. And we got some more action-packed racing right ahead of us, excuse me. Hopefully we can get another green flag run like we did earlier and keep things up and moving here. John Michael Bryant back out on the racetrack here. And that number 23 road wheeling modified, excuse me. John Michael Bryant complaining that the steering wheel is all the way over to the left here. It's going to be hard to go back racing here and compete. So we'll see what the number 23 of John Michael Bryant does. Adam Fulford is going to be the race leader here. Not an unusual sight here since we dropped the green flag for season 2 as he led majority of the laps at the Kern County Raceway. He's currently in the race lead right now after starting on the pole. Neil Rutt the third though, moving up through the field 2 spots from where he started as they work their way behind Peter the base car through turns 1 and 2. Michael Johnson, a third, is going to be in that third place spot. Second Royal on the bottom side, and on the outside of him will be the season 1 champion of James Fallon. That country time wheeling modified. I almost say late model because I keep thinking about the late models. Want to know why? Tomorrow night, live at the Myrtle Beach Speedway for the Ocean Lakes Classic for the late model division here for the I-85 Asphalt Series. If you're looking to stick around here, make sure you head on over to the YouTube page and press that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. Get ready to come at you tomorrow night from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Green flag is back in the air here for the Concrete Clash live here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Back into turns 1 and 2, nerf bar to nerf bar. James Fallon on the outside. He'll take it up to the boards in turns 3 and 4, and he'll get a little bit of momentum. Contact made between Michael Johnson. He'll shift. Chase Johnson will shift Michael Johnson up the racetrack. Caution flag fly. Right into the number 10 of Corey Riptide Tester. We will back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for an instant replay and take a look and see what the hell just happened here. Michael Johnson up into the boards. Backwards here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll throw up the instant replay. Looks like him and Chase Johnson banging nerf bars here. Chase Johnson all over the back end here of Michael Johnson. No relation here between the two Johnson guys. But looks like Michael Johnson gets a little bit loose there. Tries to hold on to it. Chase Johnson puts the nerf bar to the back of the number 40. Gets him up all kinds of loose. Gives him another shove up the racetrack. And hard into the back end goes Michael Johnson. Ass in first to the outside wall out of turns 3 and 4 on the restart. We'll back that ass up one more time here. This should give us a great look here what happened. Chase Johnson and Michael Johnson. No relation between these Johnson boys. Just 2 guys with the same last name down into turn 3 and 4. Gets him loose up the racetrack. Shifts him. Corey Tester gets into him with nowhere to go. If Michael Johnson has no chance but to slide up to the top side of the racetrack, this will give us a better view up here in the booth cam. You'll see what I seen down here. Looks like Chase Johnson gets a little bit hard in there. Gets another shot by the Mike Doyle machine, and bam! There goes the number 40 of Michael Johnson hard into the outside wall. So we'll back it up one more time here on the instant replay. You see Mike Doyle, the checkup happened way faster than he probably anticipated here. He'll get into the back end of the number 1 of Chase Johnson. This is what triggered this event right here. And Chase Johnson gets to the back of number 40. Sends Michael Johnson up the racetrack here. Michael Johnson goes around. They have no choice here but to have to turn around that modified and rejoin the back end of the field. But the caution flag is out here for the Concrete Clash 100. Corey Tester's got some damage on that modified. He'll have to bring it back down on the pit road, get it serviced. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Bang, bang, welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The DJ is absolutely tearing it up here at the Bristol Motor Speedway for us here for the Concrete Clash. Here is the remaining schedule for the WHELEN Modified Division for the I-85 Asphalt Series. We are headed to North Carolina 2 weeks from now to go to the Southern National Speedway and it is going to be one epic show. Tons of guys requested to go to Southern Nationals. Hopefully they'll put on a show. 120 laps. We'll have to double check the gas in these modifieds here and confirm that that is the correct lappage that we will be turning there at the Southern National Raceway. Then we're headed to Phoenix, Wilkesboro. It's going to be one interesting show, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get here through tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Things are starting to get good here tonight, and we'll get ready to go back racing here momentarily here. John Michael Bryant going to be the free pass heading back into turns 3 and 4. Getting ready to go back racing. Want to go racing. This time around, the lights will go off on top of the pace car. We'll kill the music here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Adam Fulford has held on to the race lead this far. Coming across the line to 1 to go racing. The lights will go off on the pace car. It's ready to flagman, indicates the Peter the pace car will probably flip us a middle finger here. Yes, he will. Fuck you too, Peter. As they come through the field, Adam Fulford's led every lap up to this point, just like he did in race number 1 at the Kern County Raceway. Was able to go to victory lane. Can he hold off a hard-charging Neil Rutt III, who was up 2 positions from where he has started? Neil Rutt's got the better modified only because Adam Fulford has suffered a little bit of left front toe link damage to that modified. Neil Rutt III is going to have some challenges here on the outside, but James Fountain in the second row there with Chase Johnson. Mike Doyle will round out the 5th place spot with Nicholas Maynard in the 6th place spot. Green flag is back in the air here for the Concrete Clash 100 live here at the Bristol Motor Speedway for the Whelen Modified Division in the I-85 Asphalt Series. Off turn 2 down the back straightaway. James Fountain, Chase Johnson battle it out here for the 3rd place spot. James Fountain gets a little bit of an advantage. The Nerf bar gets put to the race leader of Adam Fulford by Neil Rutt III. And this Boardwick Modified in the battle for the race lead is on off of turn 2 down the back straightaway, heading into turns 3 and 4. This Bacon taking a lot of load from these modifieds. These guys are going to have to be on top of their game, almost full throttle around this half-mile racetrack. Concrete as the surface don't really mix well with these modified tires. His Hoosier has a special compound where as much rubber as really as thick as these tires are on these modifieds. I know absolutely nothing about wheeler modified racing and or a wheeler modified car, but I will continue to make it look and sound like I do. Heading down into turns 3 and 4, I know when I see some action-packed racing, it's right here with 25 laps to go this time around. It's anybody's ball game here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Neil Rutt III from Union Beach, New Jersey has made the trip down here to Tennessee and grabbed the race lead here with 24 laps to go this time around. And it'll be all in his book. I meant to turn the ticker back green, and that's exactly what we'll do here. 24 laps remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And James Fountain, the Season 1 champion. Would you look at this? The Country Time late models, Whelen Modified says right now, the time is now. No reference to John Cena. John Cena can have a hell of a career on his way out. James Fountain, the real champion here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing champion. The Season 1 champion for the Whelen Modified division. Chase Johnson right behind him, battling a little bit of handling conditions. Early started in the back half of the field after a poor qualifying performance for the number 1 Whelen Modified as he's trying to run down James Fountain for that 2nd place spot. Meanwhile, Adam Fulford now finally starting to render the effects of that right front damage. Left front damage he received earlier after the number 12 of Paul French Jr. spun around and got a little bit of damage as they slid back up the racetrack in front of the race leader. Meanwhile, Mike Doyle back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel from Middletown, New Jersey, battling hard here in this 00 Modified. He has brought some speed here in Season 2. As he had an epic race at the Kern County Raceway, and he is here tonight battling hard for a top 5 spot, looking to try to get around Adam Fulford for that 4th place spot. Mike Doyle will continue to try to hold it down here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll scoot it back 1 more spot to the number 99 of Dakota Picataro, who started from the pits and New Bern driver, working up through the field right now on the lead lap in the 6th place spot in front of the number 40 tractor Whelen Modified of Michael Johnson, who's back here next. Got up all the way to that 3rd, 2nd place spot. Had a chance to contend for it. He sagged off there after the caution flag here. Maybe the heat cycle has something to do with it. John Michael Bryant, though, a little loose off the corner. He's able to hold on to it. They're battling some handling conditions inside of this number 23 Modified. John Michael Bryant not happy with the way that these guys ran him here tonight. This will be a major points day to the number 23 Modified as they head across the front stretch. 16 laps to go this time around for Neil Rutt III as he heads down off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Chase Johnson has gotten around James Fountain, and the last lap speed there was a 14:25 for Neil Rutt III, the race leader, to a 14:30. Well, check it this time, a 14:34 for Neil Rutt. to a 13:30 of Chase Johnson. So Chase Johnson about 0.04 of a second faster here on the Woody Scoot Racing channel. We'll see how it continues to work out. Can Neil Rutt hold off a hard-charging Chase Johnson here in the closing laps of the Whelen Modified Division live here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum, the world's fastest half mile, whatever you want to call it. You can have it however you like it. Look at this battle back here for the sixth place spot between Dakota Pignataro, Nicholas Maynard, and Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson in this number 40 really starting to put things together here on the bottom half. Nicholas Maynard has the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around with a 14:14. So Nicholas Maynard got a little bit of something here on the long run, about a 10th faster than the race leader, Neil Rutt. But Neil Rutt, it looks like he has maybe chewed it up here because he's really starting to try to search for a better looking grip here. 12 laps now, 11 to go on the Woody Scoot Racing channel. Concrete crash, 100 down the back straightaway, heading back down into turns 3 and 4. If you love it what you're seeing, smash that like button, press that follow button, head on over to the YouTube page so you can check out all the full races here. Here comes Chase Johnson down on the bottom side. Neil Rutt, the third, battling some handling conditions. The Boardwalk Modified has 10 laps left in it. Can he hold on? 9 laps to go this time around. It's going to be Rutt, Johnson, Fountain, and Bolt for the top 4 spots here. But it's only going to be about 3 guys contending for the win. Neil Rutt's got company all out in the back end of that Whelen Modified. Chase Johnson has James Fountain right behind him, and James Fountain just posted the fastest lap on the racetrack with a 14:36 side by side for the race lead. Short track racing at its finest. Nerf bar to nerf bar right on the outside. Johnson on the inside. Well, will they shake out down here into turns 1 and 2? Johnson on the bottom, right on the bottom, and so will be Fountain. 6 laps to go this time around. Johnson trying to run away with it. Last on the point standing after battling some internet connection issues 2 weeks ago at the Kern County Raceway. Battling back up here from the 4th place spot to take the race lead with less than 10 laps to go. Down the back straightaway here in the Concrete Clash 100. It's going to be Johnson, Rutt, Fountain, Fulford, Doyle, the top 5 here on the Woody Scoot Racing channel. And Nicholas Maynard has gotten around Michael Johnson, charging hard here through the field, trying to get around the number 99 of Dakota Pignataro. 5 laps to go here on the Woody Scoot Racing channel. And there is battles all over this racetrack as the time starts to go down. The kid will try it on the bottom side of the number 99. It'll be nerf bar down the back straightaway. Plenty of room being given between these two modified. Door to door through 3 and 4. Nicholas Maynard able to hold on. Dakota Pignataro will slap the outside wall. Now it's going to be door to door. Michael Johnson, Dakota Pignataro. 3 laps to go this time around. Chase Johnson, Neil Rutt, James Fountain, all within a car length reach of one another. 2 laps to go here on the Woody Scoot Racing channel. Has Chase Johnson done enough here to go to victory lane on tonight on the Woody Scoot Racing channel? We're about to find out. White flag is in the air, presented by AFLglobal.com. Neil Rutt III will have one more chance at the back bumper of Chase Johnson down the back straightaway here for the final time on the Woody Scoot Racing channel. Into turns 3 and 4, they'll come across the line this time around, and Chase Johnson will win here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Chase Johnson goes to victory lane here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. What a way to bounce back here on the Woody Scoot Racing channel as he gets slapped by the number 71 of Adam Fulford. And Chase Johnson will go around having to lock it up here on the Woody Scoot Racing channel. Chase Johnson had a drive for that one. He'll run down the number 66, of Neil Rutt, who will have to settle for a 2nd place spot here tonight. James Fountain will get the 3rd place spot. That's the season 1 champion, followed by Adam Fulford. Mike Doyle, Nicholas Maynard will get the 6th place spot here tonight. Chase Johnson going to victory lane here tonight at Bristol. He'll take the trip to the infield here, and it should be one hell of a show here. We'll have a great presentation for you folks to shut it down here for the post-race show. Greer, South Carolina, stand up. Chase Johnson headed to victory lane here tonight for the Concrete Clash 100 live here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Bang, bang! Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are in victory lane here at the Bristol Motor Speedway where Chase Johnson has just pulled in here to celebrate his victory here tonight for the Concrete Clash 100. Look at all the fans down there. It's Chase Johnson climbs out of that race car. We got a pit reporter down there in the victory lane, the Food City victory lane with the number 1 modified, of Chase Johnson. Let's see what he had to say. You guys got a copy? Go ahead.
We are down here in Victory Lane for the Concrete Clash live here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, and we are in Victory Lane with the number 91 modified of Chase Johnson. Chase, kind of walk us through your night here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. It was one hell of a race here. Several caution flags there about halfway. We get about a 50-lap green flag run. Really put some damage on the Hoosier tires. That's what it looks like when you do race on the back half here. Just kind of walk us through your race and how you strategize.
Yeah, super fun race. I just want to thank all the guys at CJR for giving us badass race cars every single time we step onto the track. Just after qualifying, we didn't really qualify like we wanted to, so after that we just wanted to save a little bit of tire the first half of the race and then back half of the race, give them everything we had. So what happened? Fun race overall. Glad we could win. Just after the race, don't know what happened there with the 71. It punted us after the race. Just absolutely killed the car. Would like the commissioner to take a look at that and get back with me. I don't appreciate my car getting destroyed after a race for just hard racing. I don't get that. But thanks again for putting it on. Awesome race, and we'll see you again tomorrow night for the late model race.
Chase Johnson will take the checkered flag here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, and after a hard first week here for the I-85 Asphalt Series, he'll jump from 21st in the standings to at least up above that cut line. Chase Johnson with a great performance here tonight. We'll scoot downstairs here to the number 66 of Neil Rutt. Neil, kind of walk us through your night here tonight at Bristol. Was able to get out front there over the number 71 of Adam Fulford. Just went able to hold on to the race lead there at the end. Chase Johnson will grab the win here. You'll finish a runner-up. A great fast modified for you here tonight.
Yeah, it was a good race. Had the pink car on for tonight, for October. Rode around for the first little bit, and then when Adam got ahead, it became a piston match, so I had to try to chase him back down. Just burned our stuff up quick. Then crossed him up on a restart. Gave him a little nerf, hard racing here at Bristol. Controlled the back half of the race, and then, like I said, just used up my stuff too early. And by the time Chase got to me, I couldn't really fight him off there. Good race to him. Congrats to that crew. Decent week, I'll take a second. That'll help us split the points here a little bit, and we'll go on to the next race in 2 weeks.
That's the number 66 of Neil Rutt, his Boardwick modified, We'll scoot down here to the number 24, Season 1 champion of James Fountain. James, your continuation to try to hold off your championship here in Season 2 is running strong. You are already second in the point standing. A P3 here tonight should add more points to your total score. Just kind of walk us through what your modified went through as you get your second top 5 on the year.
Yeah, as usual, we unloaded like shit, practiced like shit. We just kind of persevered through, went and got a decent qualifying lap. I don't remember where I started, but I don't think it was too good, but just tried to be aggressive there early and get as many spots as I could, and then I just kind of kept picking them off here and there. Got my way up to second and thought I could have something for Neil, but Chase was just chasing me down way too much, so thought I'd let him go and play it smart, and he ended up going to win the race. So I appreciate everybody up front racing clean all night. I appreciate Country Time for letting me come out here and hopefully run for another championship, and we'll see everybody in a couple weeks.
James Fountain continues on here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, adding points to his total score here with a P3 spot here tonight. Let's go down to the 6th place finisher, driver, the number 02, Nicholas Maynard. Nick, kind of walk us through your night here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway, P6 as a finish, as you rode pretty much back half of the pack after starting P2. Yeah, our Maynard modified just didn't have it here tonight. Definitely didn't have the speed. We wasn't prepared, I guess, to be underneath the sun here tonight at Bristol. Didn't have the speed. Try to back up there for the first 50. Try to save a little bit of Hoosier tire, but 2 caution flags back-to-back, killed the heat cycle, and everybody was pretty much on even stuff. It's a great race here tonight. Finally able to get a non-caution fuck fest here, and it's just great to participate. See you boys tomorrow night at Myrtle Beach. We'll have a blast. That's the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. We will shoot it back up there to the booth as Chase Johnson continues to celebrate here in Victory Lane.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back in just a moment here as I'm hearing from the admin that we have some post-race shows scheduled for you folks. Ladies and gentlemen, keep it right here. We'll be back in just a moment.
And I recall the past real vaguely. I remember everything they'd say. Maybe thought that I was crazy, thinking that one day they'd see my name. Love being a loner, always moving closer. Knew exactly what I wanted to have. Fear of growing older, chip all on my shoulder. Told myself I'm never looking back, and now I'm cold and dissonant. I'm losing my innocence.
Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Things are locked and loaded here tonight for the second race for the Wheeling Modified Division for the I-85 Asphalt Series on season number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we just clacked on here at the Concrete Clash at the last great Coliseum, the world's fastest half mile, whatever you want to call it, the greatest racetrack known to man. That's the Bristol Motor Speedway. You're looking down at the colossal TV, the biggest stadium, sign, carrier, whatever you want to call it, known in sports demand. Ladies and gentlemen, it was one hell of a show here tonight for the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division. This is how the qualifying show went out, and this is how they posted up here. Adam Fulford on the pole with Nicholas Maynard on the outside. If you see your favorite driver, go ahead. Had no heat races here tonight. This was the final feature, ladies and gentlemen. Saw the number 1 of Chase Johnson bring it on home from Greer, South Carolina after needing a big point stay after not being able to participate 2 weeks ago. Neil Rutt III brought home the second place spot here tonight in that Boardwick Modified from Union Beach, New Jersey. Had the race lead there with 10 laps to go. Just ran out of Hoosier tire. Chase Johnson will get around him. James Fountain from Greenville, South Carolina, that Country Time Modified. Able to score a P3 here tonight. The Season 1 champion still rolling here hard in Season 2. Adam Fulford came here hard tonight, got into the back end of Chase Johnson after the race, was not happy with the way that he was raced by the number 1 of Chase Johnson, the race winner. Adam Fulford leads, again, the most laps here tonight, and he continues to be the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division laps led leader. Leaving here tonight in the P5 spot will be Mike Doyle in that MDM Motorsports 00 Wheeling Modified from Middletown, New Jersey. Mike Doyle had one hell of a performance here tonight in that 00. Keep bringing the speed, Big Mike. Finishing the 6th place spot here tonight from Wilford, South Carolina was the 23-year-old kid. Started on the outside pole here tonight. The kid of Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard jumped from 2nd to 6th here tonight. He's going to have to do a lot of work on that Wheeling Modified if he wants to continue to climb the ranking here in the I-85 Asphalt Series. Michael Johnson, no relation to Chase Johnson, the race winner. They won't be celebrating together here tonight. Contact was made earlier in tonight's race. Ended the number 40 Bass Pro Shop Tracker Wheeling Modified tonight. Kind of early here. Michael Johnson was not happy with the way that he was raced. If he got it back out on the racetrack, though, he'll finish in a respectable P7 here tonight. Dakota Pignataro started from the pits here. Had to get a wave around. Still up 3 spots from where he started. He'll take a P8 here tonight. Points paying nice here tonight for Dakota. John Michael Bryant gets absolutely turned around there hard into the driver's side door Nerf bar into turns 1 and 2 right here in front of the fans. The fans will roar as John Michael Bryant gets out of that Wheeling Modified. They'll patch it up to the best of their ability, but P9 here tonight for the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys brought all the action here to you tonight. Corey Riptide Tesler caught in that accident down the back straight away. He will finish in the top 10 spot here tonight in that number 10 Mayhew Modified. Paul Fritz Jr. takes one hellacious shot after spinning off of turns 3 and 4 with nowhere to go. Was that a 12th place finisher Travo Wall slamming into the number 12 of Paul French. Travo Wall from Pilsner, South Carolina's night ended early. He'll get the 12th place spot here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. So ladies and gentlemen, looking at Colossal TV here, all the trailers are locked and loaded. We're getting ready to head back out of here. They're getting ready to let the fans onto the track here as Chase Johnson is up and out of victory lane. That tells me, folks, that the broadcast is getting ready to come to an end here. It has been one hell of a show here tonight for the Wheelen Modified Division Season 2, race number 2. Beautiful day to go racing underneath the sun here. Love Bristol when it's not underneath the lights. Check us out tomorrow night. The Wheelen Modified Division's Brother Series, the late model stocks, will take on the Myrtle Beach Speedway. And you'll want to find that right here, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the remaining schedule for Season 2 of the Wheelen Modified Division. Headed to Southern National 2 weeks from now for a 120 laps scheduled. We'll have to double check with the admin and take a look and see how many there will actually be. Ladies and gentlemen, tune in tomorrow night here on the British Racing channel. Can't find us? Look at the top right portion of your screen right now. Head on over to the YouTube page. Get yourself locked and loaded, subscribe, and cut the bell on. Press that like button, or this will be posted there in about an hour and about an hour and a half, 2 hours. You'll be able to find and rewatch everything that happened here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Concrete Clash 100. Chase Johnson goes to victory lane here tonight in Tennessee, and he'll hoist the trophy for the Wheelen Division. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you tomorrow night at the Myrtle Beach Speedway.